The ultimate four-wheel drive adventure 2015, Carnage Canyon Edition. The road is known for being the highway to adventure, but it's when you're able to leave the road behind you that you find the most unique stories. Driving down the N1, a group of 4x4 lovers are looking for that campfire story only they will be able to tell. The ultimate four-wheel drive adventure, Carnage Canyon Edition, promises to provide just that, an adventure all its own. The Carnage Canyon is an 8-kilometer track down the Hlakaro Riverbed. On the first day, teams will traverse 4.3 kilometers up to the campsite nestled deep in the heart of the gorge. The next day, they'll travel from there over numerous monstrous obstacles to the stop dubbed the beach. This is the first time this event is held and is the culmination of a year's worth of work and planning by Nicholas Harris and his crew. Moving in convoy, we soon arrive at Soetdoring's Lodge, but there will be no resting quite yet. After everyone has completed registration under the watchful eye of Jan Kruger, the man behind much of the organization and logistics of the event, it's time to hone those driving skills before the real challenge tomorrow. To get the blood pumping, 2 challenges have been set out for the night: a nighttime trail and a flexing competition. Floodlight from the Jeeps helped to boost the visibility for something a little different: a nighttime trial.
Well, we need to see what the vehicle can do because my vehicle has got a good challenge with all the Jeeps here. So we'll see what the 80 series does.
Leon Deroe heads out into the darkness. A nighttime trial adds a new dimension of difficulty to a familiar task. The lack of visibility on unknown terrain is both a physical as well as a psychosocial challenge. Leon must pass through a series of gates as fast as he can. Simply put, the driver who finishes the quickest scores the highest.
That was awesome. Except for one turn I did wrong, but it was awesome.
3, 2, 1, go!
By Billy's suggestion, they should use glow sticks to lay out the route next year. Billy lost his way, proving just how difficult this get out there in the darkness is. Behind the time trial, more cars are competing in a flex challenge. This is a test of the vehicle's articulation. This section is judged according to RTI. RTI stands for Ramp Travel Index. This is a measurement of the suspension, frame, and tire compression. This is a good indicator of how well a vehicle will do in many off-road situations. Ideally, a vehicle will fare better if all its wheels can remain on the ground for maximum traction. After all the drivers are scored on the time trial, as well as the flex challenge, it's off to bed. They'll need all the rest they can get. As the new day breaks over Soetdoring's Lodge, the time has come to face the unknown. Drivers are still unsure of what exactly lies ahead of them.
Looking forward to today?
Absolutely. Another day on 4x4s. What else can we ask for?
What rumors have the guys been telling you about Carnage Canyon? Are you a bit worried?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think we're prepared, we're ready, and we're here to have good fun. That's it.
They all gather around for the morning's drivers' briefing, giving them some inkling of what awaits.
Morning, y'all. We're going out to Carnage Canyon for some proper wheeling, leaving Soetdoring's Lodge, had a good night's sleep. We'll see how it goes today.
Past 6, drivers embark in convoy for a 50-kilometer trek to Hlakaro River. Hlakaro is an intermittent river in Limpopo, situated between Polokwane and Polokwane. Turning off the R37 onto Donkerkloof Road. In the past, this was an access road to the Staalkop radio station that was used by Eskom for communication over vast distances. These were the days before cell phone towers. There also used to be an old military base in this area. Halfway, the vehicles split, giving a chance for the trailers to be offloaded and the support vehicles to scout ahead to the campsite. This is the perfect opportunity for the guys to do last-minute checks on their cars before setting off into the wild unknown of Carnage Canyon.
Traction.
I don't see any of the Toyotas doing it.
You know what? They won't get far.
Yeah. Busy just getting the tire pressures ready for the rocks. Starting a bit high still at this stage at 1 bar, and then we'll work it down as we go and to make sure that we've got the proper traction. But obviously with the Max's Treppy doors makes life already much easier than having anything else. So yeah, 100%.
The moment has arrived. The guys make their way down into the Hlakaro River. The first word in the campfire story that will become the ultimate adventure. Here we go. Leon Deroe and his family in their AT Series Land Cruiser. Not the kind of vehicle you would expect to see in the canyon. Traditionally, this is more of a tour vehicle, the kind you would see in the Kruger National Park. Let's keep an eye on Leon and how he does during this challenge. A short 600 meters down the river, we already had to stop and pack rocks to get these vehicles to progress. This is the kind of challenge you only accept if you have a deep love for nature. The section the drivers use is in a floodline, and all traces of their presence will be washed away shortly after they leave. Along the way, we will find several markers that indicate obstacles set out as challenges for them to tackle along the way. These challenge obstacles range in difficulty, and some only the bravest heart will attempt to conquer. The ultimate 4x4 adventure merges the joy of the journey with the spirit of competition. Everyone gets to enjoy the outdoors. The drivers are scored on how many of the planned obstacles they are able to complete, as well as how they are able to perform as a team. Cornage van der Merwe from Zone Off-Road at the wheel here, making his way over these rocks. A feat which can be much trickier than it looks. Freddie Siebert acting as his navigator. Teamwork is essential in the canyon. The driver must trust that his co-driver will steer him over the obstacles that lay ahead. Corneille's diff getting caught there, but this is a slow pass and chances of damaging your diff or any part of the vehicle is very low. The next team are Johan Swift and Gerdus Gutsia in their JK, having a go at the obstacle and making light work of this problem. Thomas and Derek in their short wheelbase cruiser. Derek, the co-driver, doesn't seem to want to jump out, rather hanging out the side for a better view. Back with Leon DeRoe from Creative Wheels, getting some help from Nicholas Harris, organizer and creator of this event. As the canyon starts to become more and more difficult, vehicles will start to bunch up. This is where some cars will pass others to both their benefit and detriment. One benefit is that you can climb out and come look. This allows you to plan the line you'll use and how you will attack the different sections. There are worries that it might rain, so the guys are keeping an eye on the clouds. Excessive rain could change the entire course and lead to devastating difficulties for the vehicles. Brian Fisser, one of the top truck teams, tells us a bit about the space.
Tell us, we're in the river bed. I don't know what river, but we're in the river bed.
Obviously you didn't take ballet when you were younger.
No, I didn't. And I don't feel like wet feet either.
Hannes and Gert Opperman getting wedged between those rocks as Jacqueline casts an eye from her top truck. The wet conditions seriously decrease traction and can make certain angles impossible to take, making the choice of line crucial. Luckily, it hasn't rained and the riverbed is very dry in places. Bruce Swatton in his top truck shows us how impressively these huge vehicles can climb these massive boulders. Huge 46-inch tires, delivering the clearance needed for this type of rock crawling. The efforts of the drivers have grabbed the attention of the locals as they look down from the bridge, as teams will soon pass under. Niku and Jacqueline Fourie making their way in this impressive top truck class vehicle. These things are nothing to joke about, strictly for the serious 4x4 enthusiast. Linton posing under this top truck to help you judge the scale of this huge vehicle. The benefit of good articulation showcased here as all four of their wheels grab traction and allow them to complete this improbable challenge. With that, we leave Carnage Canyon for a moment and head over to an ad break.